This is the Pepper and Me Kids Activity Pack. Now, I must admit, I have never in my life tried a can of Prime.
Neither have I.
I just want a burger.
Why don't you know me?
I don't want that. Dude, this was Don't My Head In podcast last week. Stop making noise on the table.
You got told off.
You're listening to the Pepper and Me podcast around the dinner table with Cherie, Cam and Lorne, where we chat all things food and business. Hello, good morning. Welcome back to the Pepper and Me podcast.
Oh, thanks for having us here, Cherie.
Oh, you are welcome.
So happy to
Welcome.
finally been in the podcast studio.
I know. I'm so proud of us. I feel like we've got on a roll with this podcast now.
Yeah.
I feel like we've found our place in the world.
Have we?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's listening.
No,
to it.
but
I
we're
listen to it.
talking.
But we're talking consistently.
We're having our weekly meetings.
Yeah, well, how many people listen to this podcast? So hard to tell, eh?
Yeah, a couple thousand.
Couple thousand.
1,000 a week.
That's pretty solid,
I
eh?
think
to
it's
be
okay.
fair. Okay, cool. I just feel like my place is like really to make just bold statements. Be controversial because one of us has to.
For the clip.
Someone's got to try.
Someone has to be someone really has to push the boat.
Someone has
out.
to get cancelled.
Yeah, and it's obviously me. I just listening back, I was like, oh gosh, there's few. Sometimes, yeah, I've just got to say the bold things, don't you?
I just don't know how you don't get cancelled. I don't know how you haven't been cancelled yet.
I think I get away with it because I like throw in like the feel good stuff as well.
Oh, do
No?
you?
You know, like I put that video up, I'm like, oh, look at me feeding all my staff,
Oh.
all their nice staff lunch. Everyone's like, oh, Cherie's such a good boss.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah,
that
everyone just
everywhere.
balance it out. Like, oh, and then I'll say something real rogue. I'll be like, oh, but then I'll do something nice again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swings and roundabouts.
Messing with your minds.
Two-Face, eh?
Two-Face. Nah.
Okay.
No.
Nah, you're not
You can
two-faced.
be bold if you do nice things.
You know, you
I
are
think you
nice.
can-
I think it's genuine. I think what do you call it? When
Genuine. Yes, I'm very
you're
authentic.
authenticity.
I am authentic.
Mhm.
That is one thing about me that is
True.
true.
So what is news? What's news around that Pepper and Me?
Well, let's talk about the kids pack because I'm so excited about this. This is the Pepper and Me Kids Activity Pack. How good! So,
Very cool.
who can I see? Here we go. I'll show it to the camera. Right,
You turn that screen
Pepper and
around so you
Me
can see it.
Kids Activity Pack, and this is launching on Monday at midday. And I reckon this is one of the coolest things we've done in ages. Like, I think this actually, I was talking about it yesterday, but to connect people with food, right? That's our purpose. And to move that onto the kids and like create something that actually is going to get these kids in the kitchen in an easy way.
Yeah.
And it's not just baking sweets. Like we've really created a whole scene here
Yeah,
for the
totally.
kids. And like when I cook with my kids, I'm like, oh my God, they're learning maths. So I'll make Pepper double the recipe.
Yep.
So she's got to add it
Twice.
twice
Yeah,
and
cool.
like she'll have to work through that in her
Yeah.
head. But even just like the oven, like it teaches them reading.
Yeah.
So I'll make them, they have to read
Read the
has to
recipe.
read out the recipe and sound out all the words and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then it's just quality time. So it's just so good all round for your kids. And then also you're teaching them a life skill.
Cooking.
So it's just so beneficial anyway.
Spot
So
on.
kids activity pack and what we've got in here. And so this is Gateway Salt. I may have pushed the boundaries with the names of this. Do you think
I mean,
there's...
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think people will find the humour in it.
So Gateway Salt is man grind with no chili to hopefully get the children addicted to man grind. So we're going to hook it in. We're going to throw it around on the streets.
What's the difference between that and man grind?
No chili.
chili.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's funny, because my kids have been eating man grind since babies, so they're fine
Yeah.
with the chili, but other kids
Abel
are like,
can
it's
spot
spicy.
The little red flakes.
Really?
Yeah.
He finds it spicy?
I think it's just like a brain thing. I don't think it's actually that spicy, but I think it's just a.
I do notice when I have other kids around, they're like, that's spicy.
Right.
I've got people on Ding Dong already, so yeah, we're moving up in the word. Okay,
Nice.
1, Gateway Salt, man grind, no chili. 2, we have the brownie mix, and this is incredible. It's a real gooey, fudgy brownie. It makes a giant brownie. So it'd be about 12, 15.
Can confirm that's delicious.
It's real good, eh? This
Yeah.
is my favourite one. And then we've just put in the recipe, like just chuck whatever you want on top. So I put candy canes and white chocolate
Marshmallows.
out on the other.
That was
Nutella,
that was a
biscoff.
wild
Can we
combination.
cancel
Yeah.
putting candy canes on chocolatey brownie?
No, why? I like
Yeah.
a
Why
chewy
would you
mint.
do that?
Yeah, nah.
No?
I'm with more.
No.
Okay.
That was weird.
Was it weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair. What if I put it in cookies, like a candy cane white
Nah,
chocolate
but
cookie?
Why?
I don't even like mint. to be
No.
fair.
Oh, well, I love mint chocolate.
Yuck.
I love mint choc chip.
No.
Oh,
Candy canes.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
They belong in one place.
Hanging on the tree and
Another
then in the
bin.
rubbish bin when the ants try again.
Oh, okay. Didn't realise we felt.
Anyway.
Okay, a Biscoff brownie, Nutella brownie, whatever. Make the
Perfect.
brownie, put whatever you want on it.
Marshmallows on
It's
top.
a super easy mix. You don't even need, I think we just did oil and an egg in this. Mix it and you go. So
Yeah,
easy.
no, that is
you
delicious.
do not need to go to the shop. And then we did the reindeer food, and this was supposed to be in a small bag, but then I made a mistake in the recipe and put a cup and a half of it in the cookies. So you're now getting a bonus big bag of reindeer food.
Yeah. Yeah, that
you
changed
can leave.
the costing of that one at the last minute.
You can leave this out for the reindeer. This is actually reindeer's favourite food.
Oh, it's a cool activity.
Yeah, and the cookies are those sweet, salty, gooey cookies with the pretzels and chips
Yeah,
and
yeah.
chocolate. They are
Yeah.
insane.
Oh, so wait, hold on. This does two things.
Yep. Multi-use.
Multi-use,
Ah,
yeah,
cool.
for sure.
Save
you
a
could always,
teaspoon for
you can
your,
actually
reindeer.
sprinkle it on ice cream or whatever as well. Like it's
Yep.
just a cute, sweet topping. Cupcake mix, which is beautiful vanilla cupcake, and then we put in this cute packet of peppermint Christmas sprinkles. So we've got Christmas sprinkles to go either on the cupcakes or on whatever you want. They're cool, like red and white snowflake sprinkles. Packet of Anya. They make the ham and cheese savouries. We've got a tandoori paste in there for the kids' butter chicken. And then we have the peppermint tattoos.
Oh, so
which
cool.
This have to be the coolest merch we've done in ages, eh?
I think so.
Ever.
I'm
Coolest merch we've ever done.
I think the gateway salt isn't as bad as a kid's tattoo that says "loves a spicy fish."
Dude, this was doing my head in the podcast last week. Stop making noise on the table.
You got told off.
No, what? Loves a spicy fish. Well,
Yes.
that's not bad.
Oh, I mean, it's a bit borderline,
Oh, would you see that as being dirty?
a little bit.
Oh, I never thought of it like that.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
The sprinkle. Anyway, peppermint
Anyway,
tattoos.
those are cool.
And then we have the Santa's activity pack, which has the word finds, the colouring, the 6 recipes using the products. You've got a Christmas wish list in there. You've got colouring. You've got all sorts. So anyway, and then they all come in this cool Santa sack. So those are launching on Monday, and I'm hoping for an immediate sellout. I'm really excited about these packs. I think it's the coolest thing we've done in ages. So.
We keep doing this stuff, and we go and we're like, oh, we'll aim real high, and we'll get X amount of them, and then it comes to now, and we see the feedback after we've sort of teased it, and we go, we should have ordered twice as much.
Yeah, but we're being quite bold to, like, we've got a big number,
Yeah.
but I just do think that this time of year, that's what people are going to want to do, activity. And you can tie it in with the elf, obviously, if the elf's coming. He
Very clever.
he might want to do some baking, that elf,
Yep.
with you and your pepper and me things.
So it's a pretty cool way. So 6 recipes, is it? 6 recipes
Yeah,
in
you've
that
got
book?
the butter chicken, the ham cheese savouries, the cookies, the brownie, the cupcake, so 5.
5 recipes.
5 recipes.
So-
And then you've got, the tattoos and then the gateway salt.
Yeah, cool. That's a cool way to spend time with your kids.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it's epic. And the products are epic too.
And a cool range of recipes too. Like
It
it's
is.
not like it's just all baking or
No,
know
and
trying
then
to make
those
big
little-
meals. It's quite hands on.
Those little savoury quiches are like a perfect thing to make with kids.
Yeah,
And
cool.
great lunchbox filler too. So anyway, that's gonna be great. No one else is doing this like this.
I don't think so, eh? I
There's
haven't
these
seen
lots
anything.
of like baking ready to go stuff, but we've simplified those recipes, designed them for kids, added the Santa stuff in. It's very cool.
It ticks lots of boxes.
Lots of boxes.
That's cool.
And like
It's a bit
Lorne
more
didn't,
meaningful,
you
yeah.
didn't want to put them in the Santa sack. I had to really battle to get that Santa sack.
Oh, well, it was
But it's
just...
worth it because it's perfect. I love
Yeah.
it.
I guess it's kind of cool. I mean, you can go and let the kid grab the whole Santa sack out of the pantry or something like that, and they know everything's in
Yeah.
there together. And
Abel was rocking his yesterday.
bro, there was a couple of meltdowns in the car on the
Was
way
there?
home when we left it at work because he was gutted that we left it at work. And I'm like, what do you want a little bag for with like a jar of tandoori paste in it? Because that was probably all that was left. But they just love
No,
it,
they're
eh?
special.
They
It's
just
special.
love
It's a
it.
Santa
Yeah.
sack, and you could print your kid's name out and get an iron-on
Yeah.
thing, and you've
Yep.
got a personalised Santa
Yeah,
sack. It's
yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so that's what's new here. We
Awesome. And so that's going to be, let's look at the date, Monday the 18th.
Monday the 18th midday
Cool.
live, hoping for an immediate sellout.
Bang.
Bang. We can't do any more because we've got no more stuff.
So if you want that, grab that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just quickly, Rose brought us those fat kashes for lunch yesterday. I guess
new
that's
business.
news. So new business, Rose's fat kasha. So she's Rose's dining table, and they're loaded focaccia slabs, and they were sensational. You guys probably didn't have
Very
any, eh?
clever. I had the bits of chicken off the top.
I was eating it all day. I think I had about 12 pieces by the end of the day. I was obsessed. I started pulling because you know when you have a cupcake, how there's icing on it, and it's hard to eat with the icing on the top.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that. But then you pull the bottom of the cupcake off and stick it on top and eat
Turn
it like a
into a
cupcake
sandwich.
sandwich. So that's the way to eat a cupcake.
Never done that.
Have you not?
Nah.
Well, come on,
It's
that's
cool
just
idea.
what- yeah, that's how you eat it.
Yeah.
So that's how I was eating the focaccias. I was ripping the bottom off, sticking it on the top.
Mini
So
little
you get this-
sandwich.
Yeah, turn it into a sandwich. But I
That's
like
brilliant.
the visual of the loaded focaccia.
Oh,
I
I-
think
Very
it's
clever.
perfect. It's way more fun than a sandwich.
It's like a little dainty canapé or something.
It
It's
is. So
very
we had
Well, it's
corn,
just-
crispy cornflake chicken drizzled with hot honey on a buffalo whip with thyme and pickles on a fresh focaccia slab.
It's a beautiful way to categorize the focaccia, eh?
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
playing
Very-
off the whole slice thing we had last week.
Yes.
Like the whole presentation of a slice in the tray when they came, it
Seeing the
looked
layers.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it did look real cool. She's done well with that. So that's launching. I think she's going to do drops like twice a week. So make sure you're following Fat Kasha on Insta, whatever. Support Rose, great new business. Love what she does. Yeah, so I think that's my news for a week. We've also got Magnolia Kitchen fudge
Oh yeah.
in store and macarons,
Yeah.
which is cool because no one's had Magnolia Kitchen fudge for what 18 months, 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So Bets was stoked to come down and make some. So I'm excited to have it. We've just put it in our little jars.
yeah,
But I was eating it the other night. I'm like, oh my God, I've missed this so much. Raspberry white chocolate.
oh, that one, eh?
It's
Oh,
the best fudge
Good.
I've ever tasted in my life. And like, and it's such a shame it's not being made anymore. So for us to be able to have it is very special.
and is it just available in shop?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, because we don't have enough really to do it online.
we don't.
But if you message the girls on the shop, they might send it to you
There's,
maybe
there's
in
a
a gift
couple.
box or
There's
something.
a couple late nights though. Happening.
There's
soon.
a couple of that we're going to do Thursday. We're going to do shops open late every Thursday.
Yeah, cool.
Just till 7:30, but
And we've got a couple Saturdays that we're opening for a few
are
hours
we?
as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So Thursday evenings, come and see us in the shop.
We have to get those times and dates up.
I'm
in
actually
the
going to
show
do some
description.
food in the shop this coming Thursday, which is what's the date?
20th.
It's the
I'm gonna-
21st. I am going to come and make some food in the shop.
Nice.
So if you want to come down next Thursday, it's perfect time to do it. Come get some fudge. Come have some food. Taste
21st.
what we've got. Yeah, Thursday the 21st,
Nice.
in between 4 and 7:30.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool,
You
all
guys
right.
have Black Friday going on at the moment.
Yes, so we're up to week. We've done our first 2 weeks, and then
Yes.
we open the next 2 windows on Monday.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah. So we're going to open the next 2 windows alongside the launch of the kids pack.
Yeah.
And yeah, so who knows what we're going to get. It's been very steady but slow. Like it's slow and steady. It's very calm.
It's very calm, but
Yeah,
we're
for
still
Black
pumping
Friday.
the orders out.
Yeah.
It's just I think we purposefully have planned it so it's a little bit more chill.
Yeah. Bit chill for my liking.
The dynamic of
Yeah.
Black Friday in general has changed across the market this
You
year.
reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen, I reckon half businesses have already started.
It's become a big thing, eh? Like, obviously it grew and grew and grew, but
Mm.
I feel like this year versus last year, it's the jump between this year and, like, say, the last previous years. The
Yeah,
gap is
the
just
gap's way
massive
bigger.
this year. Like,
Everyone's putting way
people
much,
all over it.
way more effort into it.
And then you get a few people withholding. Like, there's a few people just saying they won't even go towards it.
Mm.
But yeah, I've just noticed that across my feed is every
Black
second,
Friday,
every
everything.
second thing is Black
That-
Friday.
That's what we sort of did 3 years ago. We like, right, we either make a stand. I'd made a stand previously. We're not doing it. And then I'm like, we're just going to, you either avoid it or lean in completely.
Mm.
But I reckon all businesses are leaning in now because they have to, because no one's got any money.
Yeah.
The economy is so,
Spending money.
I really did think it might have started to recover by this point because we're seeing the interest rates come down. So the hope is back
Yeah.
in people, but no one's interest rate's actually going to change till next year. Like the
People
cost
are
of living's not
still
going
on
to change.
fixed.
Nothing's going to change for another 6 months, really. So we might feel a bit more hopeful, but no one's actually got any money. And I thought the feeling of hope might encourage
Spending.
I feel like summer, like holiday season, like those things just feed into spending.
Or we're still just early. Give it another
Nah,
week or two,
everyone
you
I
reckon?
well, I don't know. We'll soon find out, won't we?
See what you pull out of those boxes.
Yeah,
Those we
it will
form.
be interesting. But seeing all the other stores do their Black Friday tells me that everyone's hurting,
Mhm.
right? Because if you don't need to do a Black Friday sale, you don't do a Black Friday sale,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. I mean, you could be like us and we just
You?
do it for its fun.
K Enable, for example, you're flat stack.
Yeah.
You said to me the other day, I might not be able to do a flat Black Friday sale. I've got no
we
stock.
might not have the stock.
So
yeah.
you're not doing Black Friday sale. So you're not like scrambling. You're not having a hard time.
That's probably true. I do think there is an element of, even if you're doing well, there's an element of not wanting, you want people to spend their money with you
Yes.
and trying to beat that.
Yeah, because everyone's going to be spending in other shops because they're all doing Black Friday. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
I think
very,
there's an
very,
element
very.
of that. But I
very
think you
true.
are right. I do think
FOMO.
there's probably a few businesses that are hurting and
Yeah.
are like, we need something.
Yeah.
I have heard a couple conversations about people doing this as a Hail Mary
Yeah.
because they need the money
Yeah.
to get through the year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
those big businesses too, like like Freedom Furniture, like we're just seeing constant 50% off from them. And I guess once you get into the I'm doing 50% off narrative, people stop buying and they don't see a
That's
sale.
Briscoes. Yeah.
The Briscoes mentality, yeah. So they are now constantly having to do that.
Big sale.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely,
it's
just
like
moves around
you
category to
shot
category.
yourself in the foot, haven't you? Because like you're right, like Briscoes, you're not going to go there and buy something full price.
At what point do you ever get to sell something at full price?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a bit of like they know that's them now? So when they bring something in, do you think they price it full price
Absolutely.
at something to give it that discount?
Absolutely.
I certainly
100%.
think
They have to, otherwise
I-
there's
They
no
have
business.
to, Yeah.
The other one that does it, I get emailed. Maybe it's just because I'm on their mailing list, but Smiggle.
Oh
And
yeah.
40 to 50% off some of their stock
All the time.
every single week. And
Right.
they definitely price it to clear because they're selling pens for $17. Like
Yeah. Right.
you 100% they are.
Yeah.
I think Freedom's genuinely hurting.
Yeah.
And then I think there are some places that are genuinely hurting.
But
So
that's-
to decipher who's hurting and desperate between and who's jacked up prices would be interesting.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to look at the product and the value of it and be like, I know that pen's made in China for about 30 cents, so you're taking the piss.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it should be 40% off.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selling a lunchbox for $45, you know?
Smiggle's an interesting one though because you're trying to sell to a kid and you're trying to sell to a parent at the same time.
And
Yes.
the odd uni student.
Well, they've nailed it, haven't they? Because they've got the kids right lapping up the
exactly.
bloody bright lights
Yeah.
and the big patterns.
Do they do much social media marketing? I don't follow it, so I don't
Neither do
know.
I.
It'd be interesting because that'd be a very interesting dynamic. I don't know how you guys are with. Well, I know your kids aren't really on social media. Are they not at all?
No, my kids aren't allowed screens at all.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see something like that if there's like a young generation getting on
Social media.
exposed to that kind of marketing early.
Mm.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at it much, but
No, who knows? Well, I know you've got a big list over there, Campbell. So why don't you take us through your?
well, do we want to do the? Do we want to test?
Well, I want to do yours because I can see you've got a can of Prime there.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I have never in my life tried a can of Prime,
Neither have I.
and
So-
it must be the biggest hype
Prime.
product of maybe a couple of years ago. I think it was
A couple
really
years ago and it
peaked
was
in
the
2022,
So
right?
this is Logan Paul's little business, but the thing that astounds
Little business.
Little
little
business,
business,
really like the
massive
biggest
business.
business in the world. Yeah.
The thing that's astounded me is his market. Oh, obviously he's in marketing. He knows what he's doing.
Mm.
Him and his brother are bloody from the get go.
Isn't he
Iconic.
literally fighting
No, it's
Tyson
Jake.
today?
Jake
Is that tomorrow or something?
Saturday, yeah.
Oh, hold on, is that him?
So that's his brother.
Oh, his brother.
So his brother They both started on YouTube way back when
Yonks ago. 10
yonks
years
ago, and they became really famous on YouTube doing stupid shit, right?
Mm.
And then he
influences.
then he got onto Disney Channel, Logan Paul, and then Jake Paul got onto Disney Channel, and he was like on a few shows on there.
Oh, I don't
And,
even. I better look him up.
Like they've millions. And anyway, so Logan Paul, the brother,
yeah.
I don't know when he started this, but it must have been around 2020.
Yep.
But now they're sponsoring like
Was-
pretty big sports teams. Like they got
Oh,
athletes.
They've
They got
bought
the
sports
kids.
teams.
They got the kids
Yeah.
in their pocket with this energy drink, which is
Because they
wild
all
to me
watch
because I would
YouTube
never let my
stuff.
kids have a bloody
High
energy drink.
caffeine. It's 110 milligrams.
110 milligram of caffeine. What's that equivalent to? A couple of coffees?
I think
Two
it's
coffees.
about
Two
two
coffees.
coffees.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
10 calories, so
They make you
must
buzz.
be no sugar.
Do you want to hear something funny about caffeine?
What?
It doesn't actually give you energy. All it is a stimulant that numbs the
Your
tiredness
tiredness.
receptor.
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes
gives
so
you
much
energy.
sense because
Well,
as,
I
soon as
guess
it wears,
it's-
as soon as it wears off, you're tired again.
Yeah,
So it's not taking it away.
No, it's just blunting it.
It's a stimulant. Yeah.
I thought it's quite interesting when I
Yeah.
learned that.
Yeah, that's a good fun fact. All right.
wanna
well,
crack
you
it?
could have chilled it for us.
Oh, sorry.
I've got a real thing with warm drinks. I know I've talked about this many times before.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Warm
Heebie-jeebies.
fizzy as well.
I can smell
What
it.
flavour have we got?
God, strawberry watermelon. Tastes like they all taste the same though. That tastes like all those other moustache.
It's got L-theanine in it.
drinks that taste exactly the same as all the other ones I've tried.
Fake sugar? Has it got no
Yeah.
sugar?
Just a
Oh,
fake
yeah.
syrupy sweetness energy drink. I couldn't.
It's
drink.
like if you put a Powerade
Too
Zero in carbonated water to an
Mm.
extent.
I like Powerade Zeros actually.
Have you tried the water?
No,
The Powerade water?
no,
The Zero water? It's quite nice.
nothing actually like a blue ambulance on a.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I couldn't drink that. That would make me feel
Blue
sick.
ambulance, it
It
sings.
coats your mouth.
Yeah.
It like
Yeah.
leaves a. No,
Uh,
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink a can of that.
Right, interesting,
Sorry.
interesting
Sorry.
conversation though, isn't it? The
Vegan,
prime
though.
marketing, how they've made an entire business out of good marketing. Wild.
Absolutely right. They've turned an
Attention.
influencer and attention,
Yeah.
and
all
Yeah, they
attention.
nailed it.
any business that they made, they could have done anything, and I think they had enough of a following to do it. It's like Mr. Beast with Feastables.
Oh,
chocolate
and
bar.
the
yeah.
uninspired, unemployed with better beer.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Genius.
it is genius. I actually met their manager
Oh,
and at that Creator Con. I was talking to Viv about it the other day because we all said, we're like, someone must have got onto those boys real early
Right.
to know that there was a long game in their social media. Like,
Yep.
they didn't start doing all these little sponsor posts straight away. Like, they waited. And then they come and hammer down, and now they've got a multi-million-dollar business
Do you
overnight.
think they waited because they didn't get any?
No, I think
way.
she picked them up real early when they were small.
Oh, manager.
And she told them, she's like, we've got a big thing here. We played a long game. We
Oh,
build
okay.
that, and then next minute you'll be paid $1 million to do a post.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like
Genius.
genius.
Very good.
But for her to spot that in them
Early on.
early on.
Well, they were
Yeah.
getting mad views off the get go.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not the get go, but
Yeah.
after a
That
while.
was that locked out of lockdown as well?
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
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 I think that's when they really started to take off.
Yep.
That's the same thing with you were saying about did Healthy Kelsey take off with their smoothie bowls or
Lockdown.
something?
Yep.
Lockdown?
I think because everyone was watching
Yeah.
socials all the time because there was nothing else to do. A lot of people had we took off in lockdown.
Absolutely.
Our socials had double the views we would usually have, and
Ah,
our
right.
sales were well and truly up because
Everyone
we could
had to cook at
ship
home.
online, and no one could buy takeaways. It was actually like,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Genius.
Well, not genius. It's just we just fell into it being like, oh, we've actually got a good thing here.
Yeah. We can provide.
Yeah,
Be the provider.
be the provider. You can give people something they want.
Yeah,
Adding value. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about adding value or providing people with something that they need.
Well, it helps engage
Yeah.
because if you feel like you're receiving value, there's actually this marketing
like
thing they talk about.
education, right?
Yeah, it's
Like-
like you go free
Yeah.
until you ask for something.
That's exactly right. I'm obsessed with the Next Advisory, the financial
Oh, that's
podcast.
clever, actually.
And he's like, well, I put myself out there. I sell myself to go and do these talks. So he goes and does these inspirational talks about finance, and he knows he's going to get clients at those talks. So he's providing something to people like that really adds value to a huge amount of people's lives, and from that he gets customers, in turn makes money. So like, it's about not trying to make money off the bat. It's like, how can I provide people with, how can I add value to people's lives? And that's what
And in
that's
turn,
what
they
our
wanna
purpose.
keep coming back.
Yeah, exactly. And then that ends up making you money. So like, that's exactly what we do. How can I help people cook at home? How can I make people's food better? How can I encourage people to cook more? Like, how can I empower someone to try something that they've not done before? And that's what
inspiration.
that's what our purpose is. It literally is. And then it flows onto sales, which is cool. Anyway.
People will start to trust what you're saying.
Yes.
And so, of course, they're going to want to spend their money with you if they believe in what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It's
they
like
connect with what your purpose is rather than
I think
just a product.
The hard part is when businesses can't truly find their purpose and they're kind of just doing something because they thought it would make money. I think you're going to see that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But we've probably gone through a couple of stages of that. Like, there was definitely stages where we were just doing this because it was fun. Like, and we wanted to do it, and it was doing okay with money. And then you go, oh, how does our purpose, like, it's interesting. You come full circle, and then you, like, tie in a couple of things back into your purpose, and you're like, oh, yeah, no, what I'm doing is actually making a difference.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Or have you always been pretty
You wouldn't
purpose
Well, you
driven?
do. No, you do definitely go through. I mean, when you're short of money, your focus immediately is how do I get more money,
They keep more money.
or how do I
Yeah, how do I
fix this?
keep the
How do
lights
I
on, yeah.
how do I sell how do I keep my staff employed?
Mm.
And there's certainly moments you have that, in which case, you're putting the financial needs first. But at the end of the day, you round back to it. I think the podcasts and things are constant, like really good reminders
Mm.
of like coming back to that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Well,
And our staff meetings and stuff, like
Totally.
Philip has been really good at that, just highlighting any team building or anything we do highlights our
Purpose.
our purpose and our, what's it called?
Our
Like motto,
values.
our values. Yeah.
Brand message.
Our brand message. Yeah.
But not even, like, I don't even think we've put our values out to the world. It's more internal for staff to know that what we're doing is making a difference for them and for everyone that buys something.
100%. Like that, it's massive, man. Like, if you can believe what you're doing day to day, like if you truly believe it, like we all do, like you show up to work hard because it's giving value.
Mm.
You know,
Giving
and you
inspiration.
can lose that sometimes. I think if you're you're an employee and you're not at that, you don't.
Well, you're at the coalface,
understand that,
right? So
you
all
know?
you see is the pickaxe.
100%.
Sometimes you don't look back and see the overall sort of
Hole you've dug.
difference that you're making. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it is about like giving the message, right? Like, so us making lunch every day, to us that's like a way of saying thank you, or a way of inspiring our staff to connect our staff with food, to share that on. But then we've got all these 10 Christmas casuals, they don't know that.
No.
They just think they're getting lunch.
You know what I mean? This is lunch. Yeah.
So maybe telling the story is important. It is important.
That's honestly, not many workplaces do that.
Nah,
That's
and
an amazing
quite
thing.
funny. Yeah, it was some of the girls are just saying it's like people are taking the piss now. They're like, come upstairs if the lunch isn't ready, and they're all getting huff and puff, and sort of, they
You've
forget
given it too good, mate.
forget that it's actually not, you're not entitled to it. Like it's just something that we do.
You guys always have coffees going out.
Oh, coffees, we have
There's snacks
games,
here,
we
there's
have Friday
everything.
beers, we have everything.
Oh, yeah, it's
Really,
awesome
we
place.
couldn't put much more on, I think.
I have to stay away sometimes just so I can get some work done.
Yeah, so do I. All right.
All right, what's
Next.
been on my plate? Went out to dinner at new restaurant Pablo
Yes.
out in Golden Sands.
Oh.
Yeah.
At the new part of Golden.
Yeah, it's called The Sands.
Right,
So there's
right.
a new
Even further.
world, there's a new gym, there's like
It's quite a tiny new world actually. I thought it was way bigger.
reasonably small.
Yeah.
It will do the job, about the
beautiful,
same size
though.
as Mount New World.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It'll be because we've got a Foursquare there,
Yeah, right.
and the poor old Foursquare, because they've been they're the only supermarket within 10 minutes,
Yeah.
so they'll lose half their business. They're one of our great stockists at Foursquare, and actually really like the owners, and I
good
love the
Foursquare.
manager. So I still will support the Foursquare when we can, but it's going to be bloody handy to have a supermarket at Pepe's. That's for sure. Yeah. So Pablo.
And Pablo's there. Southern American food.
Oh.
I was kind of looking at the menu and I couldn't really figure it out because I'm not the best at reading like other languages. So it took me a while, but yeah, it was nice. I think there was a couple standouts for me. And excuse my pronunciation. Pork anticucho, which is essentially pork skewers.
Yeah.
So they used the pork sirloin, and it was on the part that stood out for me with this was it was on a bed of charred peas and corn,
Ooh.
and I thought those flavors just were beautiful. The
Yum.
pork was glazed with honey and orange,
Yeah.
and so it was really nice. But that charred corn and
Yeah, they
peas-
love a char.
Oh, it's a great way to cook though, eh?
South American food, and the flavor, like they always use
So
spices.
good
Well,
flavour.
they should always use spices. Like it shouldn't be lacking in flavor.
No,
that's for sure.
that was definitely one of the standouts for
Cool.
me. And then I always said croquettes, but it's croquettes.
I thought it was croqueta.
Oh, maybe that was. I said it real fast. And I was like, oh shit, what was it? Kumara chicken
Yeah.
mashed together, deep fried, and it had a
Interesting.
chipotle mayo,
Yeah.
and that was really
solid.
good. That was
Yeah.
definitely, if you go there, it's a must.
Okay.
That's a must.
I do love a croquette. I would always order them on the menu. They're so nice.
Yeah, they're a little naughty little snack.
Naughty
too,
little
eh?
any flavour, cheese, ham cheese, whatever, beef, pulled beef croquette. Oh,
Those ones that you made with the Burger collab,
yes,
they were
Yum.
delicious.
they were
Mm.
insane.
Very nice. So I was going to get the flank steak. I know when we spoke about it, that was what I was going to get. But when we got there, the guy was like, "No, that's a New Zealand cut of meat. You want to get the," and again, excuse my pronunciation, pikaha.
Oh, the picana.
Picana.
There you go.
Picana, eh?
And
Picana?
so essentially, it's a rump
Yep.
Yeah.
piece
So
of
it's
rump,
cut
but it's
in the
in
opposite
the
Yeah.
direction, sort of
a
thing.
certain way that
Big
it's
fat
a
cat.
Brazilian
Yes,
cut.
it is.
Yeah.
And it was nice because it was cooked on the open flame,
Mm.
a bit more juicy,
Mm.
and it had a nice bit of fat on
Yeah.
it.
Was
Which
it nice?
pretty nice.
Real
Well,
good?
that was cooked really well.
Okay.
And then that came with it had a potato parfait,
Mm.
and that was delicious with the steak, and then it just had some grilled veggies.
Neat.
That was delicious.
Sounds
Yeah,
like my kind of food.
You'd
Yeah.
probably like it there, yeah.
it was nice, man.
I thought, because Matt's doing the milk for them, and he's like, oh, they were going to do sandwiches.
Mm.
And then he's like, oh, and then I show up and and then he's like, oh, no, they're doing eatery. And then now they're open for dinners. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it's like a restaurant
And a cafe.
and a cafe
Mm.
in Cabinet or?
I didn't see a cabinet when
Yeah,
I was
right,
there.
maybe no Cabinet, maybe
But there
that's
was
just-
coffee. They do a breakfast
Yeah.
like a
I'm going to go down, I'll go down
coffee.
this week and have a try.
But yeah, it's
So it's Goldie's new thing.
I think so.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And Goldie owns Henry and Ted, which is my fave cafe.
Oh, right.
And then he also
So-
well, I don't know if he still does, but he also owned
Cheesecake shop.
oh yeah, he still I
His
think they've still
family
got
is a
that.
cheesecake shop, yeah.
And then Papa Mo's? No.
No,
What was the one down by the
good home he has.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Mm.
Bit of an empire going on over
He
there.
is. He's good.
He's the man.
Do you know what? Because George started Henry and Ted.
Yeah.
And whenever a great cafe sells, it's always really interesting because you expect a full
Yeah.
change, but he has kept Henry and Ted, I
Pretty
reckon,
much the
top
same,
notch.
eh?
Yeah, it's
he's
cool
done
vibe
a
there, eh?
really, really cool job of keeping that. It's always packed. They still have amazing coffee and scones, and yeah,
Very good.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, he's obviously good at what he does. So I'll
Yeah,
get down
no,
and try it this weekend.
Yeah, check it out.
And then there's Need is the new bakery next door to that. And that's the guys from Rise Artisan Bakery. So they've got Need now, and it's a beautiful bakery. And Renee from the lactation station, so she's sold the lactation station. She's managing Need.
Oh.
yes,
Yeah,
I have
so
seen
she
that.
Said she grew up in family bakeries, and so she's just sold lactation station,
Yeah,
and
my daughter's
was looking
baker.
for.
I think it is.
Oh, was that?
Oh, her dad used to own quite a lot. I remember
Yeah.
having this conversation
Yeah,
with her. Yeah,
interesting.
sorry.
So yeah, she's taken on managing that,
Oh,
and I saw her on
cool.
the socials and stuff. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like looks really nice. And I grabbed a turmeric sourdough from them the other day.
How was it?
Yeah, real good. Yes,
Nice.
really nice. They're doing a breakfast, just a random breakfast, big brekkie as well, which is quite rogue. So
Yeah.
she said they were just trying that out. But yeah, well, with the look down at the sands,
Nice.
yeah,
To make the
quite
make the trip.
that's quite exciting to have all that down there though. Like
It's good though. It'll be so much difference once they connect it up to the motorway.
it
like-
might, yeah.
Like that, it's just such a mission to get to.
But I always used to think that, and now I live down there because when I used to go down there, I was like, God, I feel like I'm
keeps
in
going,
a Hopi or like I'm in
going,
Makatu, but now it's gone even another 10 minutes
going
further
further,
past
it
me.
has,
So
yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably just going to keep going, eh?
Probably will, but
Mm.
it's great. It's cool.
It's good to see, commercial sort of stuff out there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So okay, cool.
Another thing that came up in conversation when I was at dinner was because ceviche is on the menu,
Mhm.
and I was because I went to Mexico and it was everywhere, so I was like, oh yeah, it's Mexican, but then maybe it's Spanish because they were colonized by them.
Mm.
So I looked it up. It's actually Peruvian.
Mm.
So
Mm.
they've actually it originated as like a real corny slurry almost,
Right.
and then when they got colonized by the Spaniards, lime and tomato, I think it
Mm.
was,
Mhm.
came into play,
Right.
which is how like ceviche is most commonly.
Mm.
But then I also wanted to look up other dishes that were like kind of debated over.
Right.
One that came up was croissants.
Yeah.
So croissants, which I'd assume would be
French.
French.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just popularized by the French because they turned it into the buttery, flaky croissant that we have today. But it started in
so we-
Austria,
Interesting.
which I thought was quite
And-
interesting.
In Italy, the croissant is called a cornetto. And
Ah.
The difference is the French croissant is curved in, and the cornetto is
Just straight.
not.
But it's still
Okay.
the same sort of
It's the
triangle
same
rolled up.
thing, yeah, and it's called cornetto.
Funny.
croissant,
Interesting.
yeah.
You eat
Where
it
do
the same sort of
those-
way. Like
They often God, they love a sweet in Italy. They put
Yeah.
sugar and frickin' everything. So they fill their cornettos with like chocolate or pistachio
Right,
cream usually,
right,
and it often has a sweet glaze on top.
Right.
And well, not the croissant does not have
No.
that stuff usually. I don't know if an almond croissant is an an actual French thing or not, but
Probably Westernized some or somewhere.
I would think so. I don't know. I've actually never been properly to France. I'm going next year, so I'll let you know.
Oh,
I will be
exciting!
studying some croissants, that's for sure.
Where has the crow donut? The crow donut?
Cronut.
Yeah,
Cronut.
cronut. Sorry,
Oh,
that's it. Where's
God.
that come from?
Well, wherever it's come from, it should head right back to.
What, no good to you?
No,
Oh.
awful.
I tried one in Melbourne, and that was quite good.
Croissant donut. I mean,
Luna?
It's just
Luna.
the shape of it.
no one
You
needs
just
to
make-
deep fry a croissant dough. Like, it's perfect as it is. Don't deep fry it and put custard on top of it.
Stuff it and
You know?
glaze it and
Too
dip it in
far.
sugar.
Too far.
You're a little bit naughty.
Cancelled, do you reckon?
Oh, not for me.
Not
Not
for
for me,
you.
but I appreciate like the beauty of a crust. A good croissant
Yeah.
is probably one of my top ever things in my life. Like those ones down at Pocket Bakery, literally die for those.
What, better than a nice piece of sourdough?
Yes.
Oh,
100% it's better than a
debatable.
sourdough.
Yeah.
A nice piece of sourdough, man. Oh.
But I'd eat a nice piece of sourdough every day, right? That's an
Okay.
everyday.
So you're
thing.
saying it's a croissant is a treat.
It's a really special, straight out of the oven, warm, flaky, buttery, properly made is one of the best things. on the planet.
OG, cheese and ham, almond.
Nothing on it. Nothing on it. If it's warm, no, you don't need anything on it. If it's, yeah, I will open it up. I'll put more butter in it, which is not needed because it's already
Perfect.
half butter, and then yeah, ham and cheese.
Yeah.
Savoury for me always.
Shit, some of those videos I watch on Instagram of the dude making the croissants, and
Yep.
you're like, when they roll them out small and then
Mm.
they like click and they're puffed up. So cool.
Shall I just go and get these? You guys carry on. I'm just going to grab these lunch for these guys.
I'm a
Oh,
bit
yeah.
worried. Okay, well, I've got a topic to bring up with you then, Lorne.
Oh yeah.
Do you know the story about the Pavlova?
Oh, is this just the casual always argument New Zealand versus Australian? Rah rah. Rah?
Yep.
No?
That was essentially the debate, but I was like quite curious because I didn't know what was like the kind of
Accepted.
the kind of intel for
Yep.
both of them.
Yep.
So I looked it up. Right. So the original story of the Pavlova was it dates back to the 1920s. It is said that Anna Pavlova was a famous ballerina, and she was touring around, obviously, New Zealand and Australia,
Right.
and she was very good at ballet, apparently,
Right.
like one of the best. And
Sounds
so,
like some chat GPT yarn.
no, I'm just going off what I
Carry on.
read.
Yeah.
And then it was made popular in New Zealand because a Wellington chef made the dish, and he said the dish was as light as Pavlova, inspired by the
Oh yeah.
ballerina's
Inspired.
elegance, right? And
right.
so the Aussies claim dates back a little bit earlier in one of their cookbooks. It's just a crispy meringue
Yep.
with a soft marshmallow inside,
Right. So it's
so-
not a full Pavlova.
and it
it's
wasn't
just,
even didn't have that naming
mm,
context as
yeah.
well. So I'm gonna give it to us.
Okay.
Just
I'll
to
take it.
let it there, yeah.
That's crack up.
And then it was made more popular as the date went on by adding kiwi fruit and cream on top and
Making
things
it
like
a
that.
Christmassy sort of thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I thought that was pretty
You've done
interesting.
some real research there, haven't you?
I know someone had to do something.
Someone did have to do something, to be fair, and it wasn't going to be me this week.
All right, I've got something else to talk about.
Oh,
What I've got a list of top 3 here for me, but top 3 foods that you think are healthy but aren't.
oh,
I love this conversation.
All right.
Yeah, because there's so many, And I think, here we go, back to last week. What's healthy?
what's
Is
healthy?
it
Oh.
low
is it
calorie?
calories?
Is it low fat? Is
Or
it
is it,
sugar? Is it low carbs?
unrefined sugars? Is it is it whole foods? Is it what is it?
I'll probably put it in the context of being sneakily higher in calories
Okay.
without realizing.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Does that
Go.
seem fair?
Okay.
Nuts is number 1.
Okay, I was going to go something like, number 1, I've got sushi.
Huh?
Sushi.
Is it unhealthy?
No, it's just like sneakily, yeah, actually more
Sneakily
unhealthy than you
unhealthy.
think.
Why?
Especially when you add all the sauces.
Load
and-
mayo all over it.
Yeah, and
a
then
couple of
there's-
tablespoons.
you can
cumin.
have
Yeah.
fried and the fried
But the
chicken and things
fried-
like that.
the-
But all
Mm.
I'm saying is
Deep fried
sneakily
sushi
unhealthy.
Is so good
Mm.
though.
Oh, I'm not saying it's
From deep fried.
Oh,
Oh.
I disagree with that.
Really?
Absolutely
It's
horrendous.
my favorite.
not as good as fresh, eh? Fresh sushi is like.
Oh, you get a
I
couple of each, but
I don't know, actually.
You're talking about actually, I had a little interesting
it's
thought
just
the other day.
crumbed or something, right?
The whole sushi chain thing.
Yeah.
Do we think it's gonna die?
The train or
No, like
Chain stores of
like
sushi.
like the You go to this mall, there's always
Nah, that won't die. It's the same as
Yeah,
having a
yeah.
Chinese or a McDonald's. Yeah, people love it. People love it. People's
And it's
favourite will be people's
actually
top pick.
such
it
a
always look empty to me.
Nah.
oh, people just grab a packet and walk off. It's such a fresh fast food.
Mm.
Like it doesn't make you feel bad eating it. You know what I mean? Like you can walk in, you can grab a
If you
packet,
grab in the deep fried ones.
but you like it's like 2 seconds. You're in, you're out.
okay, yeah.
It's easy to eat. It's not messy. It's flavorful. When you're eating it, you don't feel like gross. It's not like you're like unhealthy or anything. But you reckon it's high calories.
Well, I think this is higher than people probably realize, especially when you're adding like the Kewpie mayo
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
deep fried
yeah.
parts.
No, I love sushi.
So it's probably
I
the
love-
different takes on the. I'm assuming the original sushi, from what I read anyway, was just literally just rice and fresh fish.
Yeah.
That's essentially how the Japanese make it. Second one, Subway sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is another one too. It depends what you put on it, because a Subway sandwich can be really low calorie food to eat.
Oh yeah, if you drop all the sauce and everything.
Yeah. Or if you
Oh,
get
yeah.
yogurt on it, or like a low cal.
Yeah, definitely. But
sauce.
I'm all I'm saying is in the context of the general, like if you ordered a standard one,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to be the best. Straight off the
Yeah.
menu, bang.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, grab
Yeah.
these triple sauces,
Okay.
Yeah. Triple sauce. Yeah.
processed
Probably the
meat.
same as Peter Pit too.
Look at a processed meat.
Yeah.
I don't think any of
You get
that's.
the pork riblet, and it's probably like
That's
not
probably
even
terrible.
much pork.
I randomly like the tuna one, probably because the tuna's like half mayo.
Oh yeah.
When I was a-
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to order the seafood one.
So rogue. You'd probably be the only person in New Zealand to order the seafood
Probably.
Subway.
I kept them afloat though.
I would very rarely have a Subway. Do you know what the funny thing is though? Like bread has a very bad rep as being really unhealthy, or like
Yeah, it
when
does.
you're on a diet you should
Yeah.
avoid bread. But bread's actually not that high calorie.
Right.
Nah,
It's what you put on it.
I think we had this conversation though. It does cause that spike.
It does. It does cause the spike, but I guess that's the difference of healthy versus low calorie, like, and what you're defining as healthy. 'Cause
Yeah.
In a
Yeah,
calorie deficit, having a couple of slices of bread a day can make you feel like you're really like enjoying your eggs,
Yeah.
and it's only eating 200 calories.
Right.
And
So
I think one of the conversations with bread is sometimes you could have that same meal without it, if that makes sense. Like
yes,
if
you could like eggs, but it's
Yes.
not as good.
Oh, I'm not,
No,
not debating
no.
that.
No,
I
yeah.
love it,
I
Yeah.
love a little bit of sourdough with eggs on top.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, I think it just makes the food really like enjoyable for me. Without, I'd rather have a couple of slices of bread than 5 pecan nuts.
Oh
In terms of calorie
yeah,
counting,
yeah.
right? Like, that's-
100%.
But you're right, the spike does 100% happen. The refined carbohydrate spike that we were talking about this morning. Bread, noodles, pasta, anything like that.
I wonder the difference.
Eat too much, you slump.
I wonder the difference with like a like a homemade sourdough or like a homemade piece of bread versus the stuff you buy in the store, because the store stuff's just completely different bread.
Mm,
I wonder if
maybe.
that changes. across
I
that.
think the difference is when it's like a sourdough bug, right? That's breaking down, like, is it the gluten and all of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it
If you're-
feeds
if
off the
you're
sugars, eh?
Leaving it for a few
Mm.
days or something like that, that's where it really makes a difference, because it's naturally breaking it down, so your body doesn't have to break it down to get the nutrients
True.
out of it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Watched a whole
That's
Netflix
interesting.
documentary on something like that, because how like a old school sourdough, like if you're out on the farm with nothing, how long would you have to leave that to ferment and rise? Like, would that not be a couple days?
Well, it's the same as new school sourdough. There's nothing different about it.
But-
You're not adding yeast. It's not a yeast
Yeah,
risen bread. So
yeah,
it's
it's
a
just-
fermented bread. Yeah.
Right.
Fermented,
But you
naturally
could-
risen bread, which is much better for you.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know in terms of blood spiking though.
Yeah, that's
But
interesting
Is-
though. Eh? We
yeah,
should
it
probably
is
look that up.
interesting. I have wondered
Starts
that
drinking.
before, like using a sourdough starter to rise my focaccia.
Hmm.
Oh
If
yeah.
it's different, or
Ooh,
yeah,
it's a naughty little combination.
yeah, it is. I've really gone off my bread making's just gone out the wood. Like it's just I made some sourdough loaves the other day, and you rise them in the fridge overnight. I put them in the hot water cupboard overnight. I just forgot what I was doing. And I
Leave the
pulled
whole
them out.
hot
I
water
was like,
cupboard?
what's happened to these? Pizza's like, why have you got them in the hot water cupboard? It's like, I'm doing the overnight proof. She goes, in the fridge.
fridge.
Oh my God. I think I'm, losing my mind. So yeah, that was not good.
Anyway, number 3 the high calorie sneakily
Mm-hmm.
list is a smoothie bowl. Deemed probably the pinnacle of health. This thing's
Yeah.
bloody
Yeah.
fructose, or what do you want to call it? Fructose is like the
Yeah.
out the
No sugar.
gate,
Especially
delicious.
those acai bowls
Acai
where you
bowls.
get 2 tablespoons of peanut butter on top.
Well, I think that's those and the nuts and all sorts.
Yeah.
Like that thing could
Yeah.
you could get bloody a day's worth in one hit.
Oh, 100%, eh? They're
Yeah.
quite yummy though. That's probably
They
why I like
they
them.
are yum, and they do. I think the argument sometimes is the amount of vitamins and minerals in all the fruit that
Mm.
you eat. It's another debate with the fiber thing, and when you blend stuff up, it takes it all away. So you literally it's
Oh, really?
like juices.
Right, you taking the fibers out of juices.
Like
Yeah.
drinking orange juice is just probably one of the worst things you can do. Even though cold orange juice is delicious.
In terms of spiking your blood sugar?
Yeah, just like taking away taking away the fiber.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. But then it's all comes back to this healthy versus unhealthy. It's like it's
Everyone's got a
such a
different-
varied conversation. Even like, yeah, it's so broad. Even like listening back to our podcast the other day, I kept like thinking further and further and further onto it, and I'm like, surely like counting calories and then trying to work them off at the gym is really obsessively unhealthy.
Yeah.
It is.
Definitely.
Like I'm referring to myself, and you're feeling like we're trying to be healthier people, but it's just trying to be healthy. But like the mentality is just so fascinating. Yeah, trying to be healthier, but anyway. Okay, cool. Well, what would mine be? Mine is granola. And I was laughing with J-Dog about this the other day. She goes, when she used to go on a diet, like when she's in her 20s, and she's like, I used to eat a big bowl of granola every morning thinking I was being healthy.
Yeah.
It would have to be one of the
No.
highest calorie foods
Yeah.
possible, especially the toasted nuts
Full
granola.
of nuts and
full
like
of
probably
sugar, full of-
butter and sugar,
And
like toasted
yeah,
off.
and
Yeah.
I make granola here. Like granola is a dessert food.
It's delicious.
Yeah, as a dessert food. It's not a breakfast food.
Yeah, no, that's a treat. Like that's yum, man.
Yeah.
I actually, when you guys aren't here, I sneak some of Cherie's and have a bit of milk and just eat
It is a really nice treat.
It's
It is
so
nice. Yeah, but even like I guess toasted muesli falls into that category too. If
Yeah.
it's a sugary toasted muesli
Definitely.
with nuts, just as bad.
Do you, I haven't
Most
had kids'
breakfast
food.
foods are like
I was
on the
gonna
shelf.
say kids'
Yeah.
food on the shelf is like kids' breakfast. Sorry.
Yeah, like I think most people know now, Cocoa Pops, Fruit Loops, none of that stuff's good for you.
Nutritious.
No,
Yeah, it's
none of that stuff's
been
healthy.
demonized pretty hard actually.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just a lot more aware of colorings and
Yeah.
starting your day with sugary carbs is
Ain't
the
it?
worst thing you can do. I give
You
my
just
kids, I make
always-
my kids poached eggs on toast every morning.
Perfect.
Chasing
know.
the high, eh?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, at least I can get, if I'm getting some protein into them in the morning, I know they're going to have a good day. That's the best thing I can do for them to set them up for the day.
Yeah.
To have some poached eggs. Piece of toast, off you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
What would be yours, Lord? Anything come to mind?
Oh no, I've been listening to you guys.
I know I've learned that avocado is a really high calorie food.
100% worth it.
I do think avocado is one of the things that's worth it.
That's
yeah.
the best food, I reckon.
I think Kewpie has a bad rep.
Oh yeah.
As one of the worst foods, but it's exactly the same as any other mayo or
Any other
dressing
mayo,
on the planet.
right,
The
yep.
oil-based thing,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all high
Yeah,
calorie.
yeah.
So you don't need to be like, oh, I'm not having Kewpie, I'm going to have this.
I think sauce in general, while it is delicious and like I will never not have fish and chips without it, it is the one thing that sneakily.
Sauces, definitely.
So much sugar.
But it is delicious.
Sauce is the thing that throws your calories up the roof.
I never
for
thought I'd be that
sure.
person, but we only have like the Waddies 50% less tomato sauce for the kids.
Same.
Like no
Same,
way
it's
would you give
terrible.
them normal tomato sauce now that you've seen how much sugar's in it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts, eh?
It is nuts.
No sugar.
else?
Any drinks are like no sugar or low sugar drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just can't do it.
Yeah, well, it's good to know that you're
Kind
looking
of
after the
interesting
kids.
that
trying
if you
to.
think like, so these sauces these are old school sauces, sugary tomato sauce. But when they probably were putting it on their food 50 years ago, they probably weren't having takeaways twice a week.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So
That's
they
100%
they
moderation.
probably didn't need to worry about the sugar in the tomato sauce. It was probably the only like processed food that
Yep.
the kids were eating because they're having
Yeah.
meat and 3 veg with tomato sauce. That's fine.
It's
Yeah.
That's a balanced diet. We're giving it to our kids with the pre-made chicken tenders every second night.
And the sizzlers
And that's when you start being like, right, you do need to dial back on the
Yep.
sugar because
Yep. 'Cause
the rest of their
'cause you
diet
got
is
so
so
many
hard to
things.
keep healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
because they never demonized sugar back then. Generally,
No.
jams, preserves, everything
Salt.
homemade. Salt they
Everything.
didn't like
wasn't
back then.
salt the demon, eh?
It used to be, yeah.
Oh, butter as well, right?
No, they love butter and lard.
Oh,
Cook
did
with
that just
butter
come
and lard,
recently?
like fresh lard.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, they demonized. I remember reading something. They demonized salt and that gave room to use the sugar as like the
Seasoning or
yeah,
flavouring or
the
something.
preservative or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Be interesting to compare the diets of. Do you know, I did have this on my list to talk about. So we've joined the Nippers, the surf club,
Yeah.
and they're big on a sausage sizzle. So I think I'm up to my third sausage sizzle in a week. So we went to the disco last Thursday at the surf club, and there was sausage sizzle, $1.
Yeah.
Processed sausage
Easy.
and a slice of white
two of
bread and
them.
a tomato. And I'm
Naughty, man.
I don't even like them. Like I don't even. But
But you
I
eat them.
just
You
eat
just
them.
do
This
it.
is nostalgic.
It is something about a processed sauce.
Honestly, the other night I was sitting. I think I was heading home, and it was like 7. And I was like, you know what I want? 3 sausages and 3 pieces of white bread. That's all I felt like.
Yeah, that was me last night. Was like got home, Matt made this like beautiful salad. He's like, oh, it's like the seeds and no oils. I was like, I just want a burger.
Why don't you know me?
I don't want that.
I hope you said thank you.
Yeah, I probably didn't. I've just been in a mood the last 3 days. You're just in a mood sometimes, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a little rut.
Absolutely.
I have been actually. I've probably we've been lots of bloody dramas here and
Here, there, everywhere.
yeah. We
Yep.
may as well talk about. Oh, should we talk about that or?
I want to know what it is now.
Oh, we've just had an ingredient contamination, but it's so because of how we make stuff and how this product's used. It's like you have an ingredient, we dilute it because it's mixed with 10 other ingredients into a sachet, and then you dilute it even further into a thing, and it's like. But we have to follow MPI's guidance and do a recall and all this stuff for such a tiny.
The other problem is the contaminated product was 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So
what's
happened is we've bought in phenol powder, right?
Okay.
This is the contaminated product off one of our suppliers, and we always buy that whatever we make products with it. And then I don't know. Last week they come to us and say we've done some testing. That product was contaminated with gluten.
Right.
And it was 200 parts per million that this product has been contaminated with. The FDA limit on gluten contamination is 20 parts per million. So we're 10 times higher, but also in the scheme of things, it's not like having flour.
Right.
It's not like having a flour through your food. It's still reasonably low.
Yeah.
So we take phenol powder, we put it in, say, our ginger spice.
It's diluted again, is it?
Which is diluted down to about 30 parts per million.
So yeah. So we're like, oh, what if it's 20% phenol in the ginger spice? And so that's 40 parts per million. And then you take 2 tablespoons of ginger spice, put it in your baking.
Mm-hmm.
It's then 3 parts per million. Like it's not going to affect anyone, but looks like we're going to have to do a recall.
Mm-hmm.
But then they come to us and say, oh no, the contaminated product was in May. So any of that product we sell is already going to be eaten. So yes, it's upsetting and it's really frustrating because it's nothing that we've done wrong.
Yeah.
At all. But now we're going to have to cop it and look like morons and be like, God, if you bought that product 5 months, and everyone's going to panic because they're like, I've already eaten it.
Yep.
And then we're going to cause this big stress that doesn't actually need to happen.
Yep.
It doesn't need to happen.
Yep.
You'd know by now if you'd eaten it, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean,
the levels are that low that they are deemed fine. It's such a lot. Like it's like unless you sat there and ate 2 tablespoons of ginger spice to get your 40 parts per million.
Yeah, right.
And
like
you
you
might,
back from the bag.
And then you might have the tiniest. It might be the same as 1 crumb of bread or something.
Right.
Which is bad, bad for a celiac. I understand that, but you're not going to sit there and eat a bag of ginger spice.
The funny thing is like all of our recipes for ginger spice as well, as in like ginger loaves and gingerbreads, where it's baking with flour. So it's like the chance anyway. Yeah.
So we have to do a trade level recall as far as we're aware. We have sent all our product off for testing, in the hope it's going to come back under the limit because it's going to be so close to nothing.
Yep.
And secondly, the thing that it's already been done. It's a done thing. It's we can't undo it. I'd like, why make a panic over something that's. But anyway, so we have to. So we follow the rules. We look like idiots. It's embarrassing. It's like bad look on the company. It's
one of the things.
It's not as bad as the garlic powder that was over in the UK that was contaminated with peanuts.
Mustard
powder
with
cheese or something with peanuts.
It is one of the things that I think people forget when you're involved with a food company is like
the amount of trust that you
The
have
amount
in
of
your
trust,
suppliers.
yeah,
Mm.
because you're consuming this stuff.
Yep. And I mean, it goes up the chain again as well. Like, it's probably not our supplier that contaminated it. It's probably their supplier, and their
No,
supplier's
they're
probably had
getting
another supplier.
they're
and it's
getting
probably
fennel
happened.
from wherever fennels come from overseas,
Yep.
and then
And it could be as simple as the fennel being grown in a blimmin'. Oh, you never know. You never know. But
yeah.
Food
Anyway.
industry's hard, man.
And we receive in so many ingredients. You can't you don't test all your ingredients. There's no way you possibly test every ingredient. We have to. It's cost $400 for one test.
Yep.
So you randomly test things randomly, but you don't test all your ingredients or products. It's just
Is it
not.
Hill-
It's not realistic.
Hill Laboratories, are
Yeah.
they doing it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish. I mean, God, if there was a little test you could stick in all your things, and it just told you, that'd be great.
it's not quite none of them are accurate enough to be able to do what we need to do, though. You test them once and you call it, and then you test it. But yeah, it would triple our cost of our ingredients to test them, because our ingredients.
I know.
Anyway,
Frustrating, but it's
one of
been
the
a bit of a.
rigmaroles.
Yes, that's what's one of the things that's made me
Yep.
a bit grumpy. What else? Anything else? Can't
Oh,
remember.
I mean, you left your window open at home, which was not a great idea.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't leave. No, Lorne, I didn't leave it open. No.
What a side
One of
note.
the kids opened the windows down the side of my house, and Abel
Poor
ran
Abel ran around the house.
Oh.
speed smack into the corner of the window
Poor
and
guy.
had to go. Ended up with a. He would have lost his eye.
It would have
That
been
was
so close.
bad.
Yeah, nice 5 stitches.
5 stitches
on his
forehead.
forehead. Oh, but have you looked? Your window's probably got blood all over it. Actually, did you ever look? Don't know. just
I
close it.
didn't go and look. I just shut it. Yeah, but it wasn't me who opened it. Like I would have
No, I
looked
know.
down and been like, "That's a hazard."
Yeah,
One of the kids would have flung it wide open.
yeah.
Anyway,
That's been on my plate this week anyway.
so Lorne's been in hospital and
Yeah,
and
dealing
Abel
with
with him all. And he's handled it very well.
He has.
He was
has.
really
wouldn't let us
upset
take
about missing the
sticking-
fireworks.
He wouldn't let us take the sticking plaster off last night to like look at it and make sure it was all good. And so, well, oh, you just take it off then. And so he just grabs it and rips it off. And we're just like, we were going to do it slowly and nicely so it didn't hurt you. And he just like yeeted it off. And we're like, okay, then cool,
He
nice
was
work.
very
He's a
brave.
cool
Like
kid, man.
it was one of those screams where you're like, you know, it's bad, but we don't know who it was.
I did
and then
not
I
think
just-
it was Abel.
No, you could no. And then I saw, and then I was like, oh, I didn't realize. Still didn't realize. Like, oh, no, it's Abel, because his hair was face down.
Yeah.
And then as soon as someone lifted him up, and there was blood. His whole face was in blood. I was like, oh my god.
What's happening?
It was
Jeez.
yes,
Yep.
one of those moments. And the kids, all week, the kids have been like,
Have they been a bit scared about it or processing?
Oh, they enjoyed seeing him fine in the bath and just
Yeah.
but it was definitely a gnarly wound, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Needless to say, everyone's got new first aid kits.
Yes, thanks for that.
Yeah, update,
I
eh?
had to send Abel. Lorne's like, get the tape, and I'm like, I only had tits up tape.
bandage.
Poor kid.
Put the tits up tape round his bloody. Send him up.
That's an ad, eh?
Yeah, tits up tape. Yeah, multi-purpose solving
Shit.
problems.
I remember when I was a kid, I was on a tramp and I hit the middle bar on the edge,
Man.
and I would have been maybe 9 or something. I was young, and Mum ran out, heard me screaming. She said all she could see was blood just pouring out my mouth.
Oh.
I'd snapped my 2 front teeth.
Oh, when you were they your baby teeth?
No, mate, these ones.
Penalty.
Are
these
they
ones,
fake teeth?
Yeah, they're both half.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
Trampers.
that's why they got the big fucking
Yeah,
things around it
tramp
now.
would have to be the cause of most broken bones or anything. I
Oh,
lost
shit,
a tooth
yeah.
and Lorne was jumping and he smacked under my chin.
Oh,
He split one of my teeth in half
I don't even remember that.
in Hamilton.
I
Yeah.
don't know how we ever survived without like the netting or the pads or the
Well,
guards
we
or
didn't. We
anything,
broke
eh?
bones.
Yeah.
And
People
teeth.
probably don't break bones. Like when I was a kid, like everyone had a broken bone every now and then.
Yeah.
No one really breaks bones now.
Yeah,
Nah.
your one mate always had an arm and a sling, eh?
Literally, always someone had a broken arm or leg.
Yeah.
Always, and it's very rare now. Mind you, in saying that, my friend daughter broke her wrist last week, and then they were flying to Bali the next morning. So
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah, the timing on that one was
not ideal.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well, so looking forward to the rest of next week.
Oh, we're getting burger for lunch on Monday.
Perfect. Nice.
Yeah.
Actually went there the other day it's yum.
Yeah.
Nice,
Do you know what's really like? I just forgot about it, and then we had it for lunch catering the other week, and the salads plus
Salads are
curly
excellent, man.
fries plus aioli plus half a burger is like
Yep.
the dream. work lunch.
Have we had this
And chicken
conversation
bites?
before about fries? Because curly fries have to be the most elite
We
fry.
have. We've had the conversation about fries twice.
I want to
good.
I want to put potato skins into the mix though.
Yeah, I do like potato skins. I do like potato skins, and they do a really nice aioli. I don't like truffle oil. I've gone right off truffle oil.
I'm with you.
It's the fake truffle flavour that we don't like. It's
Yeah.
really strong. It's truffle essence. So I actually do
Ah.
like truffle because it's quite a delicate, nice thing. The essence and the oil, I've gone right off. I feel like
Yes.
it actually takes over any food and kind of wrecks it.
Sometimes I'm like, and you can smell it.
You can really smell it.
Yeah, some pizzas are done with it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that ain't it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting from you because you're a massive mushroom lover.
Yeah, but then there's sometimes I'm like, nah, that's yuck.
Good. Yeah, that's interesting. 'Cause that particular flavor, I guess, like, yeah, I've gone right off. Even in like some brie and stuff, I'm just like,
Okay.
Stinky.
I'm just like leaning away from it. Yeah, I'm sure my taste buds will change again and I'll come back round to it. But yeah, I'm off that. Not truffle oil's not for me at the moment.
Do we have other things to taste test before we wrap up?
Oh, we've
or
got
was-
the mushroom jerky here. This
Oh.
is a
about
It was a
mushrooms.
tangent from the primer.
yeah. An hour. So this is veggie. So jerky's usually meat, right? Dried meat.
Yeah.
So this is mushroom jerky. It's dried shiitake, and I got the spicy chili one. Eat mushroom for your health, for the animals, for your planet. Eat mushrooms.
Is that from America?
6 grams of protein. What's that in the whole pack? Serves per container too.
Cool idea though.
I think it's a very cool idea for a vegan thing. It's made in Taiwan. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's have a try of this. I've actually never really eaten jerky, to be fair.
Is that the international nutritional?
It looks like beef jerky. I don't think I'm going to like this.
Oh, it's a weird shape.
Oh,
Why is it fluffy?
I do like it. Oh, it tastes kind of like that pork floss.
It's a weird texture,
Oh my god, it's quite meaty.
but it doesn't really taste mushroomy.
Oh my gosh, I like that. Yum. It's meaty. It tastes like
Yeah.
pork.
I'd eat that,
Spicy pork.
and I don't like mushrooms. Interesting.
Mmm.
Wow.
What a cool vegan option.
That's very, very neat.
Must be soy or something on it. It's quite umami.
Well, mushrooms in general.
Wow, mushroom, salt, soy sauce, sugar, 5-spice chili flakes, white pepper.
Kind of tastes like dust.
You don't like it?
I don't know.
There's so much
texture's odd.
flavour in
That
there.
fluffy texture on the outside's a bit weird, until you bite into it.
I like it.
There you go. Mushroom
Um,
jerky. Nice work.
that's probably all we need to taste.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you an update on my running.
How you
yeah.
going?
Well, I thought it was going good.
Oh,
So I couldn't walk last night again.
it's part of the game, baby.
Every time I'm trying
Push it
so
a little bit
hard and
further.
I push it and then I'm out of action for a week because it's my hips and my knees. So my fitness can keep up now and my body cannot.
Right.
And I don't know if it's going to get better and stronger.
Yeah.
Or if I'm just going to keep hurting myself. It's,
No,
it's such a
nah.
weird.
You'll get stronger.
So I'm up to running 6K without stopping.
That's
Nice.
Yeah. And then it's my body that starts hurting.
Yeah.
But I reckon I could go further. I had it on a slight incline yesterday, and then I hit 5, and I was done. And I was like, "I'll turn the incline off and see if." And then as
And
soon
then
as
you
I
felt
put the
like you're
incline,
floating?
I did. I was
Yeah.
like, "I can keep going for another few
Yeah,
k's here."
yeah.
So that was good. But then I was in. And there's bruises on my knees. Like I was walking on a wonky angle yesterday.
Sure,
Yeah, the
running.
whole day yesterday you're sitting there like running
I
around,
was-
rubbing your legs.
I was running around rubbing my knees all day. So I went to the chiro, like, God, not chiro, osteo.
Mm,
It's very holistic.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never been
It's
to one.
very holistic.
some
but
of them are, yeah.
God, it's good.
Mm.
So, because I've got this lump on my shoulder.
Oh.
Remember, I've had this for like months. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's
Your
from
bone.
It's your bone.
Yeah, it's my bone, but it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be sticking out like that.
Not the same thing.
Lorne said I've just never seen my collarbone before.
Yeah.
So I've just been too fat. But it's uneven with this side. So
Right.
I asked her, she's like, yeah, it's popped out. It's just popped up. So, like, if that's your bone, like, once it's popped up from using this arm all the time, she's like, you must be
Okay.
really heavily.
Okay.
So I don't know.
makes-
She just like, and then I went for
Probably
my
makes
hips.
sense.
She just like does some touches and bam, and then she's like, "Oh, you respond incredibly well to this," and then I'm fine.
They
Done.
love
What,
it.
not sore?
Nah,
Yeah.
not sore.
Any adjustments or just massages?
It's quite gentle,
Yep.
but little
Little
kind of
flicks and
things,
moves,
but it must be very like she does acupuncture too, and I swear acupuncture is.
Me.
I just do you know when I was overdue with Kit to give birth, and I went to an like that.
Yep.
She goes, "Oh, you just need to tell your body that you're actually ready." She put one tiny little pin in my ankle. And he was born on the floor, like literally came rushing out like 2 hours later, like at home. There was no time to call anyone. Like those between those, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll
okay,
just
I'm
tell my
ready.
body I'm ready.
Sweet.
And that one pin,
Let's do it.
Yep.
and he just
Put a pin in
flew
his
out
foot,
like almost no labor. It was
Yep.
It caught him.
insane. And I remember the ambulance coming, like, Mum caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mum did, and. The ambulance came like whatever half an hour later, and they saw the pin in my ankle. She's like, "Oh, I don't think you need that anymore." So it must be a common thing. But I swear, because I had such 3 days with Pepper, like horrendous labour, like to go from that to that, and the only difference being that it's
Interesting.
always worked
Acupuncture, I've had it for
incredibly
years
well for me.
with like ankles and knees and things like that, and it always like the muscle when they go deep in the muscle and they twist
Is
it.
it like dry needling? Or is it
Yeah,
acupuncture?
dry needling's when you go in and out.
Right.
I've had that done on my ankles. That's probably one of the worst things you could ever
Is
get
it
done.
sore?
It's horrible because the
I've
ankle
never had
doesn't
that.
have
And an
much.
ankle,
Yeah, it
that'd
doesn't
be
have
tough.
much. But I used to get it in my quad and my calf quite a lot. And they'd put it in and they'd twist it and just let it slowly, like the fibers of the muscle, slowly wrap around it and release.
Ah,
And that would be pretty good.
yeah, I'm really into it actually. And she, yeah, I'd like it. I wouldn't say I'm a super holistic person, but I've found it works. Like the
Yeah,
proof
that's
is
good.
100% in the pudding
Something
for
in
me.
there
I'll
for
just
sure.
keep going back. Love it.
The mushroom's still in my mouth.
I like that mushroom. I think that has a lovely meaty flavour.
Anyway, our
Okay,
SD
anything
card's
else?
gonna run out of
All right,
SD
okay,
card
great. Have a
space.
good week. See you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pepper and Me podcast, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the products that we're talking about, you'll find us at pepperandme.co.nz.